Unmuted?
Hi everyone, welcome to half final starring Radotín against Hampstead.
Bribing the assessor, that's a 2-point deduction.
Alright.
Okay, it's quite.
And a face-off won by Hampstead, number 19, New Zealand national team player.
Hampstead, of course, the big favorites here today in the semi-final.
A lot of English national team players and other national team players in Blue Division.
But yeah, let's see if Radotín can surprise us, right? In lacrosse, anything is possible.
Yeah, indeed.
Uh,
Radotín are incredibly good box across players, so we might be surprised.
yeah, the quick passing, great stick skills that we expect from Radotín. But
A very patient offense also. A shot and a goal by Hampstead. One zero Hampstead.
Yeah, we don't have the player sheets here yet, but we'll get them soon, and we can tell you who scored. It was number 3. And so quick goal.
So here we have at the face-off X we have for Hampstead, national team face-off from Team Japan, played at Netanya this summer, last summer. And another face-off won by Hampstead.
So you played against them last year? Or?
No, we just watched them.
Just watching play.
But actually, he's wearing a Belgian national team helmet because he traded.
Almost like the colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice individual effort. Great save by Radotín.
Yeah. Close by, hard save to make, but.
And now Radotín on the clear, finding a short stick. And now we'll see the first offensive possession of Radotín. And Vimola with the ball.
You know the names. We're just waiting on the sheet here. I'm gonna have to
And a new beautiful goal from Hampstead in transition. Turnover by number 16 in Hampstead.
Of
And
course, already letting you know, the winner of this game will play at 1 today, 1 p.m. Central European time. They will play the finals.
against either Oslo or Ember. They are currently playing now. Wow, beautiful face-off one again. And fake.
I'm gonna settle it.
Number 3 with the ball. He has a goal already. And now pass to Will Hardy. Oh,
Yeah.
nice try.
A good pick
Ball
up by the
picked
defender
up.
with the long pole.
Yeah, Radotín with possession on the clear.
And then good clear. Yeah.
And
Very clean clear there.
yeah, very fast.
And now subbing in, of course. I think 16 and 3 goals.
So the sheets with the name are
Yeah, so the first goal for Hampstead was scored by
Jack Cradler.
Jack Radler, and the second goal was Eddie Roberts. So number 3 and number 16
Yeah,
scored for Hampstead, and then that's where we are right now, 2-0 up in the first quarter.
oh. And Jack Cradler for the dodge. Oh, shot goes wide.
It goes wide, but they have the chase.
And that's Zach guy with ball. Gonna dodge. Nice.
Denied by
Nice fake.
defender.
Will Hardy
Hardy.
with the shorty, the shot, and beautiful goal
Yeah.
in the corner.
So Will Hardy, you played against him, or you know him, or he's a friend of
no.
yours?
No. I just know him when I played in England. He was the brother of a guy I played against.
Okay. Yeah, so far Hampstead really taking control of the game. We saw, if you want to rewatch that, if you want to see some great lacrosse, the Hampstead Oslo game yesterday was a really amazing game.
Against who was it?
Against Oslo.
Oslo against
Hampstead.
Hampstead.
Hampstead Oslo yesterday, which maybe have been a preview of the final, we don't know. A really close game, really great lacrosse all
Won by
around.
who?
I'm not gonna
Hampstead.
tell our viewers, but they should watch it. But it's on our YouTube channel. I can highly recommend you watch that game. Also with excellent commentary, not by us, but by some real professionals.
Don't underrate it.
But can definitely recommend you rewatch that if you have the time. So Hampstead again, winning the face-off again.
Connor
with
Haley with
possession.
dodge, shot, pipe, and goalie with the ball.
There's the ball and
Slavic Joseph, and now it's Jacek Thomas. Oh,
nice. Hard pass.
Oh, big,
Oh, you
nice
see
check
the
by
both
the
lacrosse skills
defense.
there, right? Picking up midair like it's nothing. Again,
But Radotín saved the possession.
yeah, good save there because it was
Yeah. So it's Vimola now with the ball.
is he gonna go for the dodge?
Yeah, it doesn't really have the matchup, I think.
Doesn't have it.
It's a shorty, but good check by the defense.
Can he keep it in? Yeah, easily.
Nice.
Well done. Oh,
Oh,
pass goes wide. Pass by number
and
21,
it's gonna
Thomas
be
Knotek.
Hampstead possession.
Yeah, they're gonna go
Connolly
fast.
immediately attacking the goal. Pass, another one. Oh, and a pipe.
Off the post. But they're gonna go award the goal anyway? No? Ah, crease violation.
Free
Okay.
violation.
It's a crease violation,
Right.
so
Radotín possession.
penalty. Yeah. We'll see Radotín taking their time, I think, subbing in their attackers. Number 99 just came in. Tomas Prochaska. Sorry if I just completely mispronounced that.
Dodging. And shorty.
Number 8,
Oh,
Matej
nice
Kressel.
defense.
Trying to go for the dodge, but denied by the defender. Let's see if he tries again here and get the pass. He's got a lane. But well defended.
Isn't it? Oh, hit the helmet.
Oh,
Balls on the ground. Fighting for GB.
yeah, that was again.
And
Great
it's
hustle here by everybody.
picked up by
Oh,
Radotín.
nice pickup there. But number 24, Pavel. I think that's a typo on our sheet.
We had the problem
Serge.
yesterday when we were benching. Oh, nice shot and
Uh,
beautiful save by the goalie.
Yeah. But it's good to see Radotín with a long possession,
Taking
finishing with
shots,
taking
yeah.
shots. Yeah. Let's
And
see
now
if they
Zach
can
guy with the ball.
get back into this game. 3 goals down. Lacrosse definitely still feasible. We didn't change the score, right? Forgot that. Sorry about that. But it's
3-0
already 3-0.
for Hampstead. Yeah.
Sorry for all you Radotín fans who just joined.
Nice defense by the long pole on Zach guy. And the double comes. He keeps the ball. Wow. He's losing it. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Will Hardy. Quick pass to Jack Caitler. And taken shot. Saved by goalie. It's black ball.
Yeah.
Can't really see what happened.
Yeah.
With holding.
Holding. Okay.
It's James Devine.
Holding call. Oh.
Whoa, that's
Ooh,
flag down.
That's flag.
Slashing, 1 minute. So
Slashing.
Hampstead will see the
1
first
minute
man
with
of possession.
the foul by Jan Polak. And so man down for the Radotín team. Let's see if they can
And I think it's Vimola now going long pole.
box it up here.
Can play everything, this guy. He played facer for Czech national team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now he's playing long pole, I see. So.
Yeah.
First man up action of Hampstead. Oh, and denied by a goal.
Oh, almost
Oh,
intercepted there.
yeah,
Very
that
close
is gonna
one.
stay Hampstead ball.
Yeah, I think that defender will want that ball back. He didn't expect it, and so I think if he got a second chance at that ball, he would have gotten it.
Oh, nice. Tried feet
Oh,
inside.
Nice pickup again. There,
And
he's
they're
gonna
going
run for
on,
it, and
on fast break.
he's
almost.
definitely fast.
And a shot.
Oh,
Shot goes wide.
But they,
And position gonna be for Hampstead.
yeah,
Not chase. Maybe
It-
not
the-
ideal to take the shot then, but
yeah, they didn't have the chase, but great opportunity there. And shot goes just.
Stain.
So we got some expert commentary joining you for the second quarter and beyond that. Enjoy.
Hello, this is Henning Schmidt from Galluccio Cup here in Ghent. Unfortunately, I've been a bit late to the party because of some transportation issues. However, I'm excited to see at the end of first quarter 3-0 Hampstead. Sort of the expected time at about 60% of typical game time. It's not a bad number of goals to concede for the Czech team. With me is
Guillaume Noack,
from
Brain Lions.
the Brain
Belgium.
Lions, the Belgian championship
Belgium,
team,
yeah.
championship winning team, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. Did you have the pleasure of playing against one of these teams? Not yet.
Yeah, we played against Hampstead yesterday morning. First game was nice one. We lost, but see we had a blast.
Well, I think one of the better things about the Kangalusha Cup is that you have to play against everyone, and you're lucky or unlucky depending on what your attitude is to play against someone who played professional lacrosse. And
Yeah.
I think if you have a positive approach to it, it's a chance to see where you can go.
Yeah, indeed. First in Belgium, it's the opportunity to play once a year at a higher level, play against different team, more international.
So here we go, first face-off.
Oh, they've changed the face of Hampstead. So Nathan Hull-Jackson replacing.
Nathan Hull-Jackson also plays for South of England lacrosse team. He has spent the last 2 years specializing on the position. He had some happy news with his daughter arriving about 2 years ago. And Nate has spent a fair amount of time working on his face-off capabilities, and let's see how much that has paid off today. It's definitely out there, 50-50 ground ball, will pick it on the ball. And that's a good job by Nathan Hull-Jackson, who can go there, will pick it. Today seems a bit more composed than in the last time, yesterday when I saw him for the first 2 minutes and he lost the stick twice in a row. He also then scored the largely game-winning goal later in that game, so maybe you don't want to repeat that. Pick it on the dodge, right to left, looking to shoot, not there, looking to feed. Left wing has an option. Shooter on the 19.
So it goes wide.
Get back up by 0. That would be
Connor Haley, I guess.
Connor Healy, yeah. I think it's 0. On our roster is a dash, but it's an Excel, so likely Excel thought it was 0 in the format.
Oh.
Number 0 with a nice question mark dodge just above GLE. One more step to daylight possibly, but still a quality shot. The Czechs need to find a way to not let Hampstead play to the strength of their very deep and very talented and very experienced roster. And they're already down by 3, so what are your keys to the game? If you had a look at the game a bit more. I should say the first thing that if I'm sitting in the Czech bench as a manager, the first thing, having seen them play yesterday, is discipline. They conceded about 20% of quarter time in terms of minutes penalties, and some of them very, very unnecessary, and that lack of discipline costs them. So just basically don't get sent off for unsportsmanlike conduct or late hits or any of the above. And the second is, you see now 42 at the crease, that's Brian Potter. Very, very crafty attacker and with a very deep knowledge. So if he has space anywhere within what is the soccer 16-meter mark, you can expect the ball to be inside. I haven't seen him miss all tournament, and I don't think he's going to start doing that. Quality shot from 61. That would be Zach Guy, former Rotherham candidate, plays for England, has come over as part of one of the various masters programs in the UK. If you tune in from the US and you wonder how you could possibly go to Europe, one of the ways is that you take a master's at a British university. They're actually a lot cheaper than the American one, and they only take 1 year. There's a shot, ball on the floor, and this is a Czech game par excellence, transition. But 22, Will Hardy has already picked up on the uneven play. But here's a 5-4 broken play shot, and there was the ball down on the floor. Good pickup. And now it goes the other way. And Czechs are slow to come back.
Oh.
And that, I'm not sure, pass or shot?
I think it was pass for the James Divine.
It was a very optimistic pass, though.
Yeah, probably.
Sunday morning, lasering like that over there. I mean, he's a good attacker, but he had time and space. You could have made it a little bit easier. So, Czechs now here looking to break the ice. Down by 3. First quality possession. Last turnover they produced wasn't all that helpful. Complete wide setup, 2-3-1. One guy at the crease. Anything that bounces off the keeper after a shot, they have a 60-40 chance of picking it up. In my experience, based on having seen them play yesterday. But ladies and gentlemen, not like that. If every time you break transition, nice, good pick. The best bit about it wasn't very hard. It was just very accurate, and started all with the stick being out front. If you play a big stick out there, trust me, it's not about taking someone's arm off. It's just about dislodging the ball by taking one little knock on it. So there we go. That's exactly what we're talking about. At 60 shows exactly how to go, and here we go with a nice little touch. 2 flags. So what happened was it is simultaneous technical fouls which are cancelled out. So the referee just wanted to show the players that he has seen it, but he didn't feel that it was grave enough for either of them to be sent off at the same time. The players have now realized that they should not cross-check each other off the ball when the ball is gone. But it's a contact sport, and if no one's hurt, shouldn't, and there's no need to immediately call it. Nice little decision from Pickett here. 61 looking into the sun, and rather than pass the ball that is liable to come out of the sun. So $10 says here's going to be a dodge.
Yeah, indeed. And maybe a shot. Oh,
and it's a goal. So that's one of the strengths of Hampstead. They have a lot of dodgers that can shoot from 10-12 yards out. One of the downsides of the Czechs is that they are struggling to play team defense because a lot of their team are not used to playing field. They're very, very good at box lacrosse. Number 2 team in Europe, number 1 team in Europe, depending on which competition you look at. But team defense is not necessarily something they're overly keen on, and that's what we would have needed here. So next face-off, 4-0. Nothing lost, all to win. But you need to stem the bleeding if you're the Czechs. Radotín wants the ball and wants to just have it for a bit. Ball comes out. 50-50. And if you're not scooping through that, it's going to hurt. Ow, sir. Ow, ow, ow.
A
nice pickup. And the Fogo ends up having to do it. Oh, he's lucky he gets away with that one. That was a loud check. And good save by Vanden Bosch. And they let them play. Vanden Bosch read that. Vanden Bosch made a decision that this was going to go high, and I like that goalie play because he really had no way of knowing how that could work. But lovely work by the attacker, by the Czech long pole, just bouncing the ball back. 24-101 out on an island against 43 in black, who's played some very physical and an effective bit of defense so far. Ball behind goal, 21 carrying. And Tomáš Noták looking to initiate, makes a pass to Matej Barak. Barak passes on, gets the ball back, looking at the top. Defense looking to send him to the left. He takes that side without initiating contact, looking to take it from the dodge. One-handed cradle, 1-1, looking for an inside roll. Threatened slide, not happened. One more. He potentially looks to feed, and that was a beautiful pass, and just not quite there on the finish. The goalie was beat. but he couldn't capitalize on the good look. That's the sort of offense that the Czech team can consistently play. So here's a one-man clear. Unfortunately, kind of ceased to run
That's
right
a
at
good pressure ride from
yeah.
Radotín.
Yeah, main purpose of the ride is to kill the fast break, not necessarily to get the ball back.
Yeah.
If you get the ball back, that's nice, that's extra, that's bonus. But the more important thing is to kill the fast break. Fast breaks are normally the easier goals to score, and for me as a defensive person, I want to make it as hard as possible for the attack. So, I mean, I don't want you to score, but I accept that you will. But I'll try and make you make a lot of passes, take a short angle, and not get these sorts of shots off. Like here, question mark dodge up into the angle. If he takes one more step, bid there. And on that goalie, far side low. Far side low might be the more
Effective? Or
more effective choice, yeah. But I think it came a little bit out of his head, so.
And Will Hardy dodging.
Will Hardy on dodge, and he is
Oh.
hard to stop on that. And Will Hardy has played at a very high level for a very long time. So if you give him that much time and space on his offhand, although he doesn't really have a weak hand, he just has one very good hand and one also very good hand. Then it's like, okay, I'll take that one then.
Is he still playing for England national team?
I'm not quite sure what the roster is. England have just appointed a new coaching staff.
All right.
The blue group becomes an increasingly competitive way to play. England senior men's team faces a unique challenge. I think they're undefeated at European level for something like a decade, and now there is lots of sticks flying. Hard check. Referee let them play. Radotín with the ball. Luca redirect on that is a nice little patient look, and the long pole makes the right offer.
Easy clear. Nice, very nice and patient clear. Oh, that's.
And that was a nice read of the play by 21 in red, Tomasz Notek, anticipating that pass might not get and go where we want it to go. And now we have a red possession. It's time to break the ice. We want a check goal here. I step down, but we'll pick it. It's all worlds. Oh, and that is, come on, guys. So now bodies flying on the crease, but all very fair in the move up. One of the things that's worthwhile knowing if you don't know that much about lacrosse is that the sport itself is quite physical, and there is at times emotions on the field and people get angry with each other, but after the final whistle it's normally all done. You leave it on the field and then you just enjoy some time together in the bar. Again. And so this is the sunlight factor that we just seen. So Pickett earlier had just rolled the ball, but at that point that guy had called for the ball and couldn't quite see it, because I assure you that guy is Tuarathon, a shortlisted player from a couple of years ago, is not the guy to miss that kind of pass. Oh, that hurt, but they let them play. And let's not forget the Czech team is full of box lacrosse players, and their sense of pain is different. So that's a step too far for a quality shot. So one more time, ball driving from behind goal. Pete Sullivan marking the ball for Hampstead. Pass to the right wing from outside, left wing from the goalie, comes across. Potter with a chop check, but largely feet-based defense. Little check on it. And
Hampstead with a GB.
Hampstead with a GB after some good individual defense from Potter. And Black wants the timeout because they feel the need to manage a little bit more what they're going to do here. So first quarter, not all that much time left. We're playing a 4-quarter game at this tournament with somewhat shortened game time. You get, if I remember correctly, 2 timeouts per game. So we are going to have to be mindful when we use our timeouts. Good opportunities to use this is if you need to change the momentum, or if you need to change the time, or if you're short on time and you want to stop the clock, sometimes that's the only reason you take the timeout. Really spiteful is when you're up by 20 and you take a timeout 10 seconds before the end of the game. That's not very
Yeah, indeed.
nice. That's like really 90 seconds in the rain because arguably this is the nicest weather we see in lacrosse
Yeah.
all year. This is it. Like we'll wear about 5 liters of sunscreen, and half of us are badly sunburned. No, it's not quite that bad, but this is this is about ideal conditions to play.
Yeah.
But our season starts when the rain comes, and
Yeah.
I mean, luckily the Belgian league sees sense and stops playing when it gets absolutely miserable. But if you play in the South English Men's Lacrosse League, you start your season with the Bath Eights, which this year coincide with the Galluccio Cup. And that's a beautiful tournament to go to. Bath is a stunning
Which
city.
one?
It's Bath Eights. It's a Bath
Never
down in
played there.
Somerset. Bath Eights is very worthwhile going to. Nick Roberts and his club run a very good tournament there. It's always quite busy, but it's good to go to both as a player and as a referee. If you're if you want to go on your own to a super duper mega fun tournament, go to the Bath Eights,
Hmm.
hands down. And there will always be a team looking for a pickup. So as long as you just ask politely, politeness is very important in England, then you will find a way. And it's not expensive to go. This
I
is it.
played this year at Bluesfest, first tournament in England. That's what
That's that. You mean Booze Fest or Blues Fest?
I think it's the same now.
Yeah, the Blues Fest has a great function in the Southern English calendar because it's a way to end the season. It's a way
Yeah.
to 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 meet old friends, make new ones, and switch off for with your teammates for a weekend before you break up for the summer. Nice feed to the
Oh.
crease. That's a
Oh.
and something has to give with that stick because it's not the sort of player to miss a shot like that. I was a bit under time pressure, but yeah, tournament. So Blues Fest, run by Blue World Country Blues Lacrosse Club in the south of London, and then we have the Bath Eights going on today, and then we all break into our regular club season. So here the
Hmm.
Belgian League kicks off in. When's our first game? It's like in 2 weeks.
First, yeah, it's gonna start
Yeah, it's
around
something
20
like that.
September.
So I play for Luxembourg Lacrosse, so we're Division 2, so we have a really nice schedule. We get a game a month. Considering that I'm on the wrong side of 30 and soon on the wrong side of 40, that's about as much as I can take. Uh, and if I were 15 years younger, I would prefer the English schedule with a game every Saturday.
Every Saturday, yeah.
Every Saturday, 2 p.m. It's for the boys.
And
So
you're playing England's divided in region
they
league
have the
or
north. Basically, you have the north and the south. And in
yeah.
the south, you play in. You can play in two. You're playing in two tier. You have a cup and you have a league.
Mm-hmm.
The league just got reorganized very successfully by the work of the Semler officials such as Rob Gooch, who took over from Trevor Rogers, and Brucey Morris, who did and does a really good job together with Rob Gooch on running the league. There is a regional league and there is a competition level league. So it's really nice that you have some games which are just around the corner. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 team league, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have a competitive league. So for Hampstead, that's a premiership. I would have to check how many teams are in it.
Mm-hmm.
But the impact of this is that if you think of your table and you have say 8 teams in your league, and you're one of the say top 3 teams, you kind of know the score for half the games because you've kind of beaten that team for the last 5 years, and odds
Mm.
on you'll do it again this year.
Yeah.
All those games have largely been removed from the schedule, and you're much more liable to have 1-2 goal margin games most of the time.
Okay.
Hampstead won both their regional and their overall league in the south, and they won the regional cup and the and they won the cup competition, the flags. Flags is a fun competition in England. You win a set of flags, which were historically the goalposts. They were
Ah,
put
okay.
on top of the goalpost. The crossbar was an invention to the game.
Oh.
Yep, wasn't always there. Used to be just 2 steps in the ground and that was your goal.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was no crossbar.
Yeah,
There were discussions about the need for a crossbar.
how far ago was it?
It's a while. So
Yeah, right.
Hampstead is established 1882.
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's cool.
that's 137 years. Let's take a look around whether on this commentary board we get to 137 years of lifetime between us.
Is it one of the first club in England?
One of the first ones,
Yeah.
yeah. So English lacrosse was, no, the game came to England by means of a tour of players from Canada who went to travel and showcased the game,
Hmm.
and that took hold quite well. The lacrosse has actively been played for quite a while now, as you can see here.
Yeah.
Most of the old clubs are up north, but some of the oldest ones, and Hampstead I think is one of the oldest ones, are also down south. Some clubs have merged and changed name and shape over time. Spencer Lacrosse Club involves a club called Lee, which changed shape one more time before that. So there's a lot of tradition in the game.
Hmm.
So the flax competition has like I think it's 100 years old. So if you win that, that's something. That's a trophy that you're really proud of. It's also really damn difficult to win that thing because you have to win every single game. It's a good old
Every
school.
single game.
It's a
Wow.
good old school elimination cup competition. No second chances.
Huh.
You have a bad Saturday in the flax competition, and you're like, oh God, again.
And Hampstead won that
Hampstead won that repeatedly.
repeatedly. Yeah.
Hampstead have a habit of turning up to play.
And how is the university league in England?
Well, so there is the university game is exploding. The Every university has on Wednesday afternoons, everyone has free, and it's a sports day. So the university sends you somewhere. Sometimes you have to wear a suit, sometimes not, and you can play for your university. Lacrosse is very, very popular because it's typically mixed in women's and men's lacrosse offered by the club, so it's an immediate way to a social life. And a lot of first year students are just tired of their old sport. So they're tired of cricket, or they're tired of rugby, or other sports are too competitive. If you go to a big university and you would like to play for the soccer team, there might be another 150 guys who have a say in that.
Yeah.
That's just your coaching staff. So some sports teams are huge. So lacrosse is a niche sport, offers a way to play. The league is called Bucks. They're broken into regions and then competitiveness.
And
And
division?
yeah, so there is a premiership, and in the premiership you have teams like Exeter down in the southwest, or you would have Nottingham Trent,
Durham?
Durham, yeah, Nottingham and NTU and Durham have a habit of meeting each other in the final and duking it out between each other. Those are teams that are loaded with American talent,
Yeah.
and North English talent. So they pull the best of the best from the north and the south, and in conjunction to that, there is a lot of players that go that route. So Zach Guy is, for instance, someone who has gone that route. I'm not quite sure which university it was. If you know a name called Jeremy Zieverts, that used to be quite the guy in MLL.
Oh.
Jeremy Zieverts is a Durham alumni.
Hmm.
So they have quite a few guys, and the sports director there, Dave Caldwell, used to be my coach in England.
Yeah.
It's a tiny world in lacrosse.
I saw in Durham, I watched one of their game, and I saw a couple of Denver Pioneers
Yep.
helmets from Jack Bobzine and
Yep, Bob Zine and a few others
yeah.
come over for Masters. So here we go, both live. 5-0. Next quarter. And here we go. Looking for the dodge. Trying to break the ice. Can we get a shot off? No. Will Pickett doesn't let that one happen. And we're moving on. Check ball one more time. Goes around. Doesn't quite there. But little play on a little hockey move on the ball. But Pickett rakes it into space. Picks it up. And Hampstead ball. Pickett timing the possession. And now, Potter on the ball, looking to marshal the offense. $10 say he's going to go to the crease. And here he is. If Potter catches the ball even slightly uncontested in front of the goal, it is in.
Oh.
Two guys on the crease. Wild defense and the shooter, and the goalie had no chance of seeing that.
Nice individual effort by that guy.
A lot of effort offered also by the two off-ball guys who first set a parallel screen and then both faded to the far side, drawing the defense far enough away for this to actually.
Space and
Yeah, sometimes you don't even have to touch the ball. If you're just in the right space at the right time, you can get a lot of assists. There's something we said about that. The other game going on right now is Hamburg against Oslo. That's a very juicy game too. Here a procedure call for Hampstead. Goes to the Czechs. We need to break the ice for Radotín. If this continues to be a shutout, it'll be a very long day.
do you have any idea on who's winning and who's gonna win the Oslo and Hamburg game?
Oslo Hamburg is an interesting matchup
Can be close.
because Hamburg has the experience and the mindset, but Oslo are just
Physicality.
is just a big team,
Yeah.
and they're fast and they're mean. So,
And they're mean.
it's like, rumor has it that in the trunk of one of the defenders is about 10 taken off forearms there, still with glove and stick on and everything. Now Oslo are a nice example of what you can achieve with time, effort, and a bit of commitment to the right things. What I really like about Oslo is that they play this sort of no-nonsense, straightforward lacrosse. Nothing what they do is like mega ESPN top 10 individually going through 7 guys kind of highlight reel stuff. But they still score a ton of goals, and Oslo have been ranked second here at this tournament twice in the past. So they have ranked higher than Hamburg, and that's why I would give Oslo the edge by about 3 or 4.
Okay.
Just because they've been here, and I think they have the record to suggest that. Saying that, Hamburg is the sort of team you really shouldn't write off.
Who was in the final? Last year was Poynton against the German team. But
With Munich?
Munich.
I would have to look it up. If you play the spot for the English team is actually a result of a competition between the Southern and the Northern English champion. There are 2 leagues in parallel, and those 2 leagues only really meet in 1 game a year. That game is notoriously difficult to organize because it is always scheduled after. Here comes a shot, a nice bouncer, but just out. Good backup, a 19 in black. That's Mr. Devine.
New Zealand national team player.
Yeah, I think if you haven't played for a national team, Hampstead might not necessarily be your club.
Probably yes.
It's a very competitive team. What a shot, and unlucky. Good little touch there by 8. Immediately caught and quick release by Sonny van Campbell. Played for Hillcroft in the past, then went to Australia. Has played for Ireland internationally, field and box. And if I'm not mistaken, is either working on or has finished his PhD recently. He's also a very, very nice guy. That's one of the best things about lacrosse. Like, literally all of these guys on the field are actually really nice. So, 61. Nice check. Good push, but he has a short stick. And that was a beautiful pass. Straight through 5 passes. On a quick shot. Straight for the finish. 7 zip. So we're going to try and adjust the score to 7-0. And if you can see on the far side the score, you can have a look. Alternatively, if you have a question, you can just write it into the chat. If you can't hear us all right, then do tell us. Our mind reading device is broken, and we will have to see what is out there. So here we go, Radotín. Let's get a goal. What I would not want to see is, and that's with holding the ball. Fell over the ball there. I think he lost his footing a little bit. I'm not quite sure where that. I'm not quite sure. Oh, that. So one of the things that's worthwhile looking at is the degree to which the Czechs can now keep their discipline. If they get frustrated being down by 7 or 8, which is understandable, doesn't make it right, but
it's human.
It's one of the things the things to eliminate that try to eliminate is an element of human error in the game. It's like one of the best things to know about how to win a championship in lacrosse is make fewer mistakes than the others. That'll carry you a long way. If you're just not making mistakes, we'll pick it Drives, shoots, turns. Hampstead taking a bit more deliberate approach now. They're up by 7. They can afford to work their way through some more individual things. So 7-zip. Potter coming on.
Are you sure about the score there? 7? Okay, I'm being mistaken.
So we're updating the score to 7-0, but we just had a look at our notes and we're not entirely sure that possibly the wind may have flipped that. But well, at the very least, it's 7 now. And yeah, the bench turns it to 8-0.
Alright, so
Yeah, in some parts of the world for lacrosse, there was like a cap, particularly in youth lacrosse in some countries or some leagues. It's if it's more than 10, it's no more face-offs, or if it's more than 10, we don't do that here. But if you're Hampstead, you know you're going to face either Hamburg or Oslo. And Hamburg are not easy. And Oslo was a 1-goal win for them where they had to come back.
1-goal game.
Yeah,
Wow.
1-goal game. Oslo really took it to these guys. As I said, it's a bunch of angry Vikings. So 22 on the go. Will Harney with a goal. So here's the thing for the Czechs. If Radotín can make a decision to just ignore the scoreline as it is right now and say, all right, we are where we are. We're going to cut the deficit. We're going to lower the deficit. And we're going to see how far we can go. And then we move from there. But this first half is not what you wanted it to be. I think everyone can accept that. It's whether you can bounce back from this. This is a super young Czech side as well. Radotín, these are the oldest guys on the field. I think they're on average easily 10 years younger than the Hampsters.
Yeah, probably. There's a lot of U19 box cross national team player in the Czech team, in the Radotín.
There'll be a few internationals. I don't know which ones they are, but there'll be a few.
Yeah.
So there definitely are a few under 19 boys in there. So the opportunity here is to just kind of embrace that you play against very strong opposition and things haven't gone your way. But this is the best game that you might be in for the next couple of weeks. This could be the best bit of lacrosse you get to see. I personally once upon a time, a very, very, very long time ago, and Nick Smith with a shot on the wing, a Luxembourg international, played for Luxembourg and Israel at the World Championships, was top scorer there, and has proven his trademark low-to-low bounce shot through the 5-hole here. Goalie still seems to have some sort of impact on his knee, on his leg there. But if you're a goaltender at a lacrosse tournament, you accept the fact that for the better part of, say, 8 hours, people are going to shoot 100-something grams solid rubber at you. And I think it's one thing to do that once a week for 2 hours. if you do a month worth of work in 2 days, I think on a Sunday morning you just might feel it. Your body just might say, ow. Crossballs produce very peculiar bruises, in particular if you play defense and someone places one of those low-to-low shots on your inner thigh. There is a bruise everywhere other than where the ball hit. It's very funny to look at. And now we're looking to progress the ball. Czech team has every opportunity to make a fist of this. 9 goals is a lot, but this is the sort of team that if they get a little bit of momentum, they can win the face-off, they can move the ball, they can finish if they've put their mind to it. They will be able to do a lot more. Wide setup, 42 back on defense. Brian and virtually everyone else on the Hampstead team can play both, but normally Potter would play on attack, so I wouldn't say he's trapped here, but he's normally not there. And as if he had hurt me, he just strips the guy with one light check. So Potter belongs on defense as well as offense, but I personally think he's most valuable on offense.
42 in black?
Yeah, 42, former NLL pro.
NLL. 42 is a former NLL pro?
Yeah, he played for the Colorado Mammoth. Brian Potter.
Oh, impressive.
Yeah, impressive is a good description of his ability to play lacrosse. You have it in one word. So nice simple clear, making the ball do the work, working their way through it.
Oh.
Oh, that was the pass turning into a shot, turning into a goal. To be fair to the goalie, that is the hardest one to stop because you're looking at it and then you think surely someone, but no, and then it's already there and then it's a goal. It's an unlucky way to draw out the half.
So half time now.
Half time, 2-0, sticks flying at the Czech side. A little bit of a sense of frustration. Third quarter.
Into the fourth quarter now.
Or third quarter. Yeah.
You missed a quarter, no?
Oh yeah, yes.
Ah, it's third quarter.
Oh,
No? Yeah.
oh it's fourth
They
quarter.
already-
Mark.
Yeah, they're going
So
to the fourth now. They're going
I've joined late, so in my mind it's the second quarter I watch, but it is actually the third quarter they played. So we're going into the fourth quarter, 10-0, fourth quarter. So
11, I think.
And so maybe
or
an
11,
update on
a lot.
the other
It's-
game.
Oh, yeah.
The other game, Hamburg is leading 4-2 against Oslo.
Hamburg. Oh.
Also going into the fourth quarter probably.
Yeah, same time.
So yeah, they might. Well, if the score stays the same, Hampstead's gonna face Hamburg.
If it's Hampstead against Hamburg, then there is gonna be one situation where someone mixes up the teams. Definitely happening. The first three letters are the same, and it is Sunday. But
Burgstedt.
I mean, yeah, there was one player on the Czech team who played very well in every game that I've seen him today, and so far he was good too. It's number 24, Pavel, and then on the sheet it's marked SRCH, Sierra Romeo Charlie Hotel. I have given up in that live cast trying to pronounce it. I said, I'm sorry, Pavel, I can't pronounce your name. And I had promised to try and find out how to pronounce it, and I couldn't find Brian Whitmer.
Ah, this one.
Yeah, so
I had some trouble yesterday as well.
so sorry, Pavel. We're really happy with the way you play, but please tell us how to pronounce your name. Could be that. That could also be an insult in Czech. I just don't know. It's a different.
I won't take the risk then.
Yeah, it's just some languages sound the same. So here in Belgium there is Vlaams / Netherlands, depending on what restaurant menu I looked at, or French,
Or
German. I live in Luxembourg, where it's German, French, Luxembourgish, or English, depending on where you are.
And do you speak Luxembourger?
I understand Luxembourgish because I'm
Oh.
German, but I can't speak it. It's also because I'm from the north, and Luxembourgish has a heavy influence from the Rhine area German local accent, and that sounds about as alien to me as Switzer German.
No.
So I just have a hard time pronouncing certain things. Luxembourgish is a very beautiful language. Luxembourg is a very nice country. While we're at it, big shout out to Honix, who have helped each and every referee here with a uniform just for this tournament. That's a massive contribution to us doing better in the game. European lacrosse is still developing, and we acknowledge that there is no game without the referees. And having the ability to give the referees nice uniforms, courtesy of Honix, is very much appreciated. And a big thank you to Honix for giving us that kind of support. That's a genuine commitment to the growth of the game. Hampstead on the ball, cycling around. The Czechs not really pressuring for the ball just yet. They might either accept that this is it, or they might just say that they're going to sit back a little bit for going back to where they want to be. Drive, a turn, and another turn, but no, the shot wasn't quite there. 61 Zach Guy on the ball, looking to initiate left and right. And that's a nice little bit of defense there. Even whether he gets the ball or not is not the important thing. It is that and there are sticks flying everywhere. And they get the ball after he couldn't be out of the way. So check clear. Next effort to get to the goal. He has time. Now he's not quite so much time. Now he's under pressure. And that was a good bit of a stick handle right there. And I really wish he would have gone for glory there, because even if it's a 10% shot, that would have been a great way to break to break the ice. So in European lacrosse, no 2-pointer line. In basketball, you get a 3-point shot. In professional lacrosse, you get a 2-pointer line. The latest edition of professional lacrosse has offered the shortened field with slightly easier to make 2-point shot, or it's either that or they've all practiced it a lot. But there is a lot of 2-pointers scored now compared to before, and yeah, it's very different. So that will be. So that's an over and back call. Black touched it, and the referee then gave it to red. The over and back rule is new, and it puts a challenge on the official because you have to gauge as the ball approaches the over and back position, i.e. red had the ball and goes back to their half after it's moved all the way past the restrainer. The moving past the restrainer triggers the over and back passively, so after that point you can't go back. And then it's a question of, do you let possibly attack half the ball or not? And Will Pickett wills it into the goal. So Hampstead are not necessarily in a position where they have to score, but if you're 7 yards out and you've played on the you're being nominated to the All-World team, then I'm pretty sure it's okay to shoot.
There's an all-world team.
Yeah, at the World Championships, there's a.
And he was on it.
Yes, he was.
It was not almost exclusively Canadians and Americans.
Well, so there is two arguments to this. On the one side, some people say that they make it a bit diverse because they have to, but I personally think that they're actually quite genuine. And there is players from Australia and a few other areas in the world that can completely make a contribution and a significant contribution in an American or in Canadian team.
Right.
Okay, they might not be the next John Grant Jr., but then 95% of the Canadian roster are also not John Grant Jr.
Yeah.
So that's the way how we look at that. I mean, just imagine you could clone John Grant Jr. and his experience, and you would put 3 of them into attack. That could be it would be fun to watch.
Yeah. Not for the defense and the goalie.
No. No. One of my former flatmates, his brother played against the Thompson brothers at Albany.
Oh.
And I talked to one of them and said, what is that like to mark someone of that level? He says, well, the first few weeks is very frustrating, but eventually you relish the challenge. I think that's a great way to look at this. That, someone who's that good, the annoying thing with a lot of very good players is they're actually really nice about it. It's like a lot of very high-level players that I had the absolute fortune of meeting are really nice guys and girls. It's like they're annoyingly, they score like 5 on you, and they're like, sorry, man. And they're like, no, just don't be nice. I would like to be upset with you. I can. You're playing beautiful lacrosse, and you're even nice about it.
Yeah.
So, Radotín cycling the ball beautifully, moving their way through it. Good 6 skills on display across the team. Looking to initiate. 83 on the dodge. If he gets his hands free, good take by 52. That was a bit high by 8. An adjusted quality shot, and they have it backed up by 6-0. Nice way to read the play. Too late to get to the ball, but early enough to go somewhere else. If any aspiring defender out there, if you're the far side guy, there is a pretty good chance that you are the best man to back up the ball. That pass, we may want to revisit in hindsight. It's not only that it was quite far, it is also that it is had a lot of hang time. And we do not want to encourage that, because the longer the ball flies, the more time the defense has to get to you. That is a beautiful display of just simple, effective passing. Now into the transition, had the cut, had the step, shoots. Unlucky. That was a beautiful play by 26. Matej Barak. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. No. Turf Monster was in action, but now it's back. Oh no! That's unfortunate. That's muscle memory right there. That if you throw the ball back right away every time, you can go. But he had to fix the stick. Something went wrong with the stringing. Expect him to have another look. In German soccer, there is a saying: first you lose, and then the other guys win. And this is a little bit like that. So. And you can hear Hampstead calling for a quality possession. One of the things that will be crucial in the final is who can manage the clock best. Oop. Both teams will be somewhat tired from 2.5 days or almost 3 days of intense lacrosse. I don't know how you're feeling, but you know,
Tired.
less motivated than before.
Oh
You're not.
no.
You're never tired. You're
Never
just
tired of playing lacrosse, but
never tired of lacrosse, but it does tire you.
yeah, indeed.
Yeah, there is a. You just said it. 9 minutes in the game.
No, no, the other game, 4-4.
That's 4 to
Oh,
4.
4 all.
Oslo came
Oh,
back.
Oslo has come back.
Nice.
Ah,
Interesting game.
possibly another longboat just arrived. So, Potter, one of the more experienced guys on that team, making some adjustments as to how they want to play.
He's a coach of Hampstead, or
He's a very good coach and a very good player. He has, I think, currently he's still pursuing his acting. He had a role in a produced movie and did some stuff. He was in the latest Jason Bourne movie as an extra, I think. So
he's an actor.
yeah, he's an actor and a lacrosse coach, and it's quite the CV. It's really
Several
cool.
lives.
He has a story to tell you, and he's a very nice guy.
Alright.
Brian is a great ambassador of the game. He's came over from British Columbia to the to Cologne in Germany, played there, and then reset things and went to the UK. Then played and coached for Hillcroft, then went from Hillcroft to Hampstead when that was a better fit. Different clubs in the UK have different requirements, so Hillcroft put a big onus on being at practice and being available for the majority of the games. Hampstead will offer you more flexibility if you can back that up with delivery on the field, and as we've seen today,
Yeah.
Brian brings plenty of that.
Does Hampstead have like a B team or?
They were talking about establishing a second team, but it's not quite there. So 19 with a big slash on the lower hand to the keeper. 4 seconds to move the ball. Far side, and they keep the player on the keeper left side. They have numbers, but they go to
It's
the
a
far
dangerous
side.
pass.
That's he was over. It's one step, and you should have given him 5 yards there. He's lucky he gets away with that. That wasn't quite. Oh, that's so unlucky. Ooh, that was a big check.
And it was bit late.
That was a broad axe and a half. Thing is, if you've played a professional box lacrosse in Canada, you're not really phased by that.
Yeah.
So, it's one of the beautiful things about the latest versions of padding is they're actually quite effective, and it just sounds dangerous. They're not making them anymore, but there used to be a set of pads made by a company starting with a B, and they had like a hard plastic cover on the outside. If you threw a hard check on that, it sounded like you were breaking that man's arm. You felt nothing underneath.
Oh.
But
Okay, so just the sound.
it sounded brutal. It was absolutely totally cool. But that sort of padding drew flags like it was a Christmas tree. Just
Yeah.
because refs were like, "Oof, that must have hurt."
But something that must hurt is the traditional wooden long pole. I saw an Aeroco player in Netanya. He has that. He wanted to
Yeah,
play the bronze medal game there.
yeah, and
That should hurt.
that does, that does.
You ever played against someone with
I've
such a
played with it.
With it?
so, having played with it, the main issue with a wooden long pole is they're legal, but they are that heavy that they'll
Yeah.
just have enough wucht, enough kinetic force, then they'll go straight through the pad.
Mm.
The latest addition to professional lacrosse at PLL, they have some content with Taka Durkin,
Hmm.
and they showed the physics of a
I
hard
saw that on
top-down check,
YouTube. Yeah. How he's
and
breaking.
they showed a takeout from that,
Yeah.
where Taka Durkin goes 100% on his friend and an attacker who tries to
And
be
you
the
see-
pinata, and you see him how this professional lacrosse player is just dropping the stick and kneeling down. He's like, enough, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Turkey. I know if you saw that action against Justin Göttering last year in ML. He almost killed him, slashing on the ground. So Göttering was on the ground. He kept slashing him.
Yeah, one of the main issues with with YouTube for coaches in Europe is that
Mm.
you have a new player and they type into their phone on the way home from their first practice, being entirely excited about lacrosse, highlights lacrosse, and then they see this 0.1% percentile
Yeah.
doing all these crazy things, and then you're like, okay, we're not doing that. And I think if you were here throwing checks like they do in pro, and so on the floor, I don't think you'd play terribly long after that. At the very least, you're going to have some time to think about it. So here we go, red ball. One more time. I'm confident the Czechs can get a goal. It would be surprising for them not to score.
Oslo is currently winning.
Oslo is currently winning. Never right off the Vikings. So Hampstead patiently clearing.
Whoa.
Oh, and there is a flag. We talked earlier about discipline. So
Maybe a bit of frustration.
frustrate. And well, there you go. So that hurts double and triple now because you're now man down by one. You're now the Hampstead now scored a goal, and the face-off is going to be that much more work. And if you ever want to know how long a minute can be, I encourage you to start playing lacrosse and play man down for a minute because it feels like forever. It's like, that's just a minute, Henning. No, it is not just a minute. It is about one goal worth of shots on you, and you have to do substantially more work because you have to make up for the loss of numbers in a different approach. But there is no send-off. There was a flag down, and they didn't appreciate. Oh, they must have called the technical and then not called that. That's very considerate by the referees. Black ball moving over. And 33 from Hampstead, Christmas Imagino. Potter on the ball from X. One of the more dangerous parts about players like Brian Potter, Will Hardy, and others is their ability to quickly make the correct and accurate pass. Because that is getting out of control here. The Czechs are wildly swinging that, and they're kind of getting to Hampstead. It has an effect. They will have to figure out what they're going to do next. But first bit of the work's done. Defense gave you the ball. Now let's do something with it.
New ball! New ball! New ball!
And oh, that's unfortunate. So, fourth quarter. Hampstead a lot. Radotín unlucky in a lot of things. Now clearing the ball. Well, I mean they had the ball flying out of their stick 5 times. That's not
Flag down.
that. And
It's
there
gonna be
is a
Radotín,
flag.
minute.
Yeah, and oh, nice little pass over. And that's a sort of positive approach. And now they draw some support from the Czech women's team. Czech women's lacrosse, one of the best organized women's lacrosse sides in Europe. They do a lot of youth work, and they use a lot of time and effort at home. Oof, that hurt, but that's entirely legal, and I'd always say that's why you wear a helmet. So, and then
No
so this
chance
is
to
one of
capitalize.
it's a nice pass.
Oh.
And it's a red interference, interference. Ball goes red is what the referee tried to say. In doubt, you look at where he points. That's normally the indication of that's That's a, so one of the things that's worthwhile considering here now is the referees are now looking at their first three priorities in refereeing. You know what they are? Safety,
Tell me.
safety,
Safety, yeah.
and you know what the third one is? Safety. So, so
It's not too difficult to remember.
well, at this point in the last minutes of the game, like here, bit of frustration can happen, and you do not want that because that's where people get hurt, and that's your priority. You do not want anyone to get hurt. So I think the scoreline does not quite reflect the Czech team. They definitely have played better than what the scoreline suggests, and they have definitely faced a team that's definitely approaching peak performance at the right time of the tournament. Tournament lacrosse means that you have to be good enough for 3 days. So nobody wins trophies on the first day in the group stages with a 20-something goal.
Let's do it to my game.
And thank you so much. We will be with you at the next games. If you would like to watch some more, finals today at 1 p.m. here on this channel. If you have any questions, holler. We're delighted to hear any questions you would like to ask or any commentary you would like to offer. And we will then be in touch with you at the next game. Thank you so much, and see you soon here at the Galluccio Cup 2019.
And for your information, the other semifinals is currently going to overtime.